And part of me feels like that's the name.
Let's face it, as Nintendo fans, we are often left slightly disappointed and scratching our heads asking why. Where is our cloud saves? Why isn't Metroid out yet? Well, sit back as me, Sean Capri, and a couple of guests do just that. That's right, this is If We Ran Nintendo. Now, cue the music, future me. Hey everyone, it's me, Sean Capri, and welcome to episode 91 of If We Ran Nintendo. We are live on youtube.com/We The Nerdy. It publishes on podcast services around the world on iTunes and Google Play every Wednesday. Thank you for listening and subscribing and rating us on iTunes. And somebody in my ear is breathing very loudly, but we'll get to that in just a second. I'm joined by a couple geeks with glasses. We're all geeks with glasses, and before we get to them, I want to give a quick thank you to everybody at patreon.com/makeusbetter. It's the reason we're alive, especially our platinum executive producers, Corey Hicks, our gentleman executive producers, Nick Milicia from Next Level Games, Joel Brooks, James Johnson, Dr. Doom, that's you, James, Jesse Armstrong, Glauco Shaffer, David Ray, Aaron Doherty, Martini Jean, and Mr. Moody. Guys, this is amazing. If We Ran Nintendo is back. We actually have a functioning computer. Today I am joined by Andrew Semicek and James Johnson. Andrew, how are you doing tonight, buddy? Hi.
Whoa, wait. Nintendo? Whoa. I don't know. I thought this was If We Ran PlayStation.
Yeah. No, it's Nintendo. Are you sure you want to? You can back out now, man. We've already abandoned Skype. Like we can do whatever we want. Skype is the worst. We switched over to Discord. That's why if you're watching the video, just the little screens. We'll figure this out eventually, but I had to make a quick change. Andrew, if you would like to stay, that's great. But why don't we move on to Mr. James Johnson, Dr. Doom, nine O's. How are you?
Yeah, I am great. I'm super excited to be here. Let me tell you that. I'm definitely qualified to talk about
super
Nintendo.
Excited to be here.
Oh, I know.
Look at all the people in the chat. Everybody's here to support you guys. Aaron Doherty, David Ray, Skinny Matt, Rybo is in the house. We are back on a computer that works this week because of Rybo. Now, if Rybo, Nintendo, holy crap, Jason Lacey, the whole room is packed.
Pat.
We are going to get to all of our shout outs and everybody in the chat. I can't believe this, guys. We The Nerdy, I don't think has ever had 9 people watching a video at once, ever. I don't think that's ever happened.
It's the jams pull.
Andrew, why don't it is the jams pull, dude? Seriously, you're rocking it lately. Andrew, for people who don't know you, who the hell are you?
I am the sexiest man alive,
Yep.
voted for 3 years, but I'm also the founder of We The Nerdy, this wonderful YouTube channel and website that we all know and love.
It's nice to see that you've got a microphone upgrade recently and possibly you installed a light in your basement. Is that something new that's in your life? I've
had all that stuff. I turned off the light before because it was giving me glaring issues on the camera. So That's why I had it off beforehand. I was testing.
Are those gunners that you're wearing? Are you wearing gunners?
They're similar kind of style, but they're not necessarily gunners. They do have the gamma reflective stuff inside of them though.
Uh-huh.
So that's why I get the reflections off my lenses.
Does that keep you from turning into the Hulk on the fly?
Yes.
Reduce
I do work with X-ray stuff all the time, so.
Okay. And James, man, I know you. But for those who don't know you, you're the next up and comer on the internet, dude.
I hope so.
I started the Skype call earlier when we were on Skype, and for those who are noticing, just jumping into the chat, we've scrapped Skype. Skype sucks ass, and it kept you noticed last week if you watched the video, all the cameras kept changing sizes. We switched over to Discord, and instantly James and I go, "Oh, you sound much better. This is way better." Jonathan is in the house. James, back to you. How is everything going playing really crappy Wii U games, dude?
Well, I took a break for a little while. I'm working on Pac-Man series. I put the first.
You took a break from crappy games to play Pac-Man games?
Yeah.
Is that what we're hearing?
They're not all bad.
Yeah.
There's one specifically that I really love that's in the next video.
Which is?
Pac-Man World 2.
What the hell is that?
Yes, it's a 3D platformer that's kind of, like a collectathon. But it's really good.
Is that the Wii U one?
No.
Oh, is it the one for PS1?
PS2 and GameCube and Xbox.
James, man. This is stuff you are doing some hard, grueling journalism, tackling the stuff that nobody would ever do.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I guess that's how you carve your niche. I was gonna say I wanted to throw a cartridge at your head because that's the way that you start your videos.
Please.
Where can people find your content, dude? Because I am loving it. Aside from you DMing me, I could actually subscribe somewhere, couldn't I?
Yes, it's youtube.com/JamesGams, which is just James without the E, games without the E.
You have to say it really stupid though. Like whenever you type it in, you have to say like www.youtube.com/JamesGams. I like it, man. Guys, you know, why don't we do a quick round of shout outs before we start, and then we're gonna get into a little bit of what you're playing. As a shout out to my boys at Flux to Pose, I want to just shake things up a little bit. Last week I barely even got the show off the ground. This week was only a little better. At least I'm on the right computer and I'm not staring at a freaking laptop screen. But we're gonna shake things up as we go, guys. If we were at Nintendo now in a new format on a new channel, it's still me. I told you it was never gonna die. Bobby left us all, so you all can be mad at him. There's my shout out, guys. James, let's start with you. What you been playing, man? Is that it? All the stuff for your channel?
No, I play Dragon Quest Builders quite often on my train rides.
Tell me.
I'm enjoying it. I haven't got past the first chapter yet, where I've heard a lot of people don't like it. I'm at the final boss of the first chapter, so we'll see how that goes. But I really enjoy it. So some of the quests are kind of like hard to find the things that the people are asking for, but I still enjoy it.
Nice,
and
man.
I'm excited to play more. Other than that, before I was playing Payday 2 with Nasty Boots and Rybo, like literally 10 minutes before this.
Uh-huh.
And that is fun. Let me tell you, that is such a good experience.
On the Switch?
Yeah, on the Switch. I mean,
no.
Yeah, that's what I hear, man. So I've got James and Andrew both saying totally different things about this game.
No problems with it at all.
I
don't know what you would think that there's any problem with it.
Andrew,
that's
what's your problem?
Bullshit. Okay.
I don't have a...
So, full disclosure, me and our other reviewer, Chris Berto, got coached for the game, so we were playing early, and there's no voice chat. Unless you have like a Discord server, there is no built-in game chat. We had guys coming into the game that we couldn't talk to, and we never played Payday 2 beforehand, so we were kind of new to all this, but it was still just so confusing, and the game... Trying to play it handheld sucked. Graphics are terrible. And
tell me how you really feel. Don't hold back.
It's terrible. It's not a good game. I mean, I'm sure it's great on other consoles, and I could see it being fun if you have 4 like switches around. But there really isn't for myself and Chris. And Chris is more of a multiplayer gamer than I am. But there wasn't any fun in it, and it was just there was no heists involved with the levels we were playing. We did the Goat Simulator one just for shits and giggles, and there was no heist about it. You had to rescue goats, the Goat Simulator goats, from a fire. And it was
sounds really funny.
Fun.
That sounds hilarious. Okay, so first of all, welcome to Nintendo Switch. We don't have voice chat. You have to get on Discord. So there's number one, as Aaron Doherty is saying in the chat. Guys, I went to Panorama this weekend, and I was like, I need a game to play, and everybody said in the Discord, in the Make Us Better Discord, get Payday 2, and all I'd been hearing was a couple of people shouting that it was really great, and then I hear Andrew and Brock McLaughlin saying this game is hot trash in the summer. Hi, Bobby. So I don't know what to make of this. James, tell me otherwise, man. Like, what did you guys end up doing today?
Well, me and Nasty did one heist where he immediately messed up, and we had probably like 20 cops on us at all times, and that was pretty fun. And then it was me, him, Rybo, and some guy that I never talked to. I forgot his name already.
Oh no!
I think he goes by Cake.
Okay, yeah.
And then we just did some heists, and we talked on Discord, and it was pretty fun. I mean, like, I don't see the problem with having no voice chat if you can just have Discord.
Yeah, Discord's better than any of the built-in stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, I get why there's a problem with no built-in, but I don't have that problem.
Nice, man. Okay, so basically the whole point is just like get together with friends and shoot stuff. Is that kind of what I'm gathering from
Yeah,
this?
I mean, we were having
Yeah.
fun. There was one that was like stealth only, and Aaron kept messing up.
You were playing with
So-
stealth?
Well, there was one stealth only mission.
Oh,
and,
I'm sorry. I misunderstood.
Yeah.
I'm like, holy crap, man. That's kind of a big deal, isn't it? Okay. Cool,
So
man.
it was fun. I had a really good time.
Andrew, what have you been playing, dude? Anything else?
Well, I have been playing Dragon Quest Builders as well. I picked
Uh-huh.
that up last week. I also have Yakuza 6. Sega was ever generous to provide me a code, as well as our reviewer Thomas, who is going to be doing the full review. I should be doing a quick time review of it after the embargo's up. Other than that, I also picked up Dragon Quest Heroes 2 last week on the cheap. I've been in a Dragon Quest fix. I'm trying to pick up Dragon Quest 10 for the Switch.
Are these
recently.
PlayStation games you're talking about right now?
No. Actually, no. Fun fact. I actually downloaded the Japanese demo of Dragon Quest Heroes for the Switch to play first. Because I was tempted to buy that, but I'm not paying $95 for 2 games.
So,
And
did you start a Japanese account? You've had that for a while?
yeah, so I started my Japanese account to get Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
Which I have, and I will do I'm debating on doing a switched up review, but all you lovely people shit on my first video.
Yeah, we
so,
got to work on your video, man. We got to work on that. We'll get it there though.
Especially Aaron Doherty, who's in the chat. So
Oh my god.
And you know what though? He will help you get better. He's not going to
know,
be like
I-
great video and it's a pile of garbage.
no, I know, and
Yeah, he's completely honest with me every time I post a video.
That's true. That's true. I think he was the one who pointed out last week that I had no audio, so I got to do my intro twice. I appreciate it. I appreciate it, Aaron.
No, in all reality, I wasn't happy with the video either, but I got it out there. It was more for me doing a test and kind of a pilot for myself and getting it out there to see what the reaction was. So,
Sometimes you just got to get the first poop out, and then like maybe it'll be better the next time. A little smoother.
well,
Is your Rabo poop reference of
I'm
the week.
gonna kind of show see kind of like there's this. Don't worry about the trash can, but like that's gonna eventually.
Dude, that's a
Actually, I'm
huge
gonna
TV
try-
actually.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to have that set up as my set for future videos, like quick time
Sweet,
reviews
man.
and all that. So
Nice.
it's a matter
like
of just
it.
staging everything.
I like it. All right. Well, I don't even know what order we're supposed to do stuff in. We'll figure this out probably by episode 100. You guys, let's start this episode like we do each and every week, or whatever Bobby used to say, with our shout outs, and then
Geek
I'd
outs.
scream geek outs. Thank you.
Shouldn't it be nerd outs technically now? I mean,
I don't know,
Oh,
man. There's
shoot.
too many brands at work now. We'll figure it. This
outs.
all this stuff will sort itself out. James, you got a shout out you'd like to give?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna give a shout out to Pat Nintendo Talk. What a good
Nice.
guy!
Ooh,
what
handsome.
a freaking awesome guy! I love that guy. As soon as I started making videos, he reached out to me and
Mm-hmm.
he comments on every video. He's probably my number 1 fan, and I really appreciate that.
Oh, that's actually just really nice.
Yes.
That's really nice. Andrew, you got a shout out for us? This is a hard word for me to say as a Canadian.
a shout out,
Shoot out?
shoot out.
No, shootouts.
Not a shout out per se. I mean, We The Nerdy for sure, but I definitely want to give a shout out to. I know everybody gave their love to Bobby last week, but after hearing his announcement that he's going to E3 today, you're a lucky son of a bitch, Bobby. And
Seriously.
and congrats for that. Truly, that's awesome.
Well
Especially the
deserved.
Jules got you for sure. Other than that, give a shout out to the We The Nerdy team. I love you guys as much as I've been absent lately because of work and life and be stuck in snow for 7 hours on Friday. So
Oh God.
yeah.
Nice, man. Okay, well, I have a shout out. Everybody knows this by now, but in case you missed it, Mark Carabin, the Canadian gamer, has joined Make Us Better, guys. This is all part of, I don't know what to call it, a rebrand, a rebuild, or something. Just trying to
Great
keep this
addition.
whole thing kind of together, and Mark Carabin has joined Make Us Better, so your dollars that go towards this Patreon support myself and Joseph and Mark, and I promise you guys that is not the end of it. I am hard at work, actually ignoring work, ignoring responsibilities, trying to pull as many people into this thing as possible and making everybody equal. So the Make Us Better, the spirit of it is that we just kind of want to make it easy for everybody who enjoys all of this content. We're all sort of part of this weird family together, making all of our own content and just trying to bring as many people in together and make it worthwhile as well. So, I mean, I could just have everybody take equal cuts and then we all walk away with $1 and it takes me 3 days to divvy up the payments. So I'm just trying to balance all of these different things, and everybody of course has their own attitudes and opinions on what Patreon is all about. So a lot of balancing, a lot of just talking to people. So more to come. Thank you everybody for sticking with us as we transition. I'm really taking this on as a personal challenge to make it worthwhile for everybody who's continued to support us, that I want to show you how much that absolutely means to me, and I know Joseph and now Mark as well, that means to them as well. We want to go above and beyond and create a Patreon that you've never seen before. So thank you to Mark. More to come, especially if you like Nintendo, and we'll just leave it at that. And I just wanted to say that. Hopefully I will spark some ideas in other people's minds. If you guys have any ideas, drop me a line. I'm at Sean Capri, of course, Sean like Connor, Capri like the pants. Guys, let's get into I think it's the timeout for Todd Topics, or whatever we call that thing too. Let's start with Mr. Andrew Semicek. Topic Semicek. If we ran Nintendo. Actually, why don't you go ahead and introduce it? I should stop talking. You go.
All right. So my topic was, should the next Pokemon game be an MMO, and why it actually needs to be an MMO for it to truly succeed on the Switch?
Okay, so this is great because this is where I get to like back out, because everybody knows that I hate Nintendo and I don't know anything about it, and I hate my Switch and I never want to play it again, and I know nothing about Pokemon. But I'm glad you guys do know something about Pokemon. I am intrigued by the idea of an MMO. I feel like a bunch of us are just starting to learn what the hell that even is, with games like Destiny sort of maybe making it a little bit more approachable for people who aren't complete nerds. Andrew, tell me why an MMO is what Pokemon absolutely needs to be on the Switch, and then we'll talk to James about it a little bit.
So because now Nintendo's officially releasing their online network as of September. So what better way and what bigger game could you release to coincide that, to say you absolutely need this online service than Pokemon as an MMO? Because then you go, because let's face it, Pokemon was the best-selling title for the 3DS, for the DS. If you have a Pokemon game that's selling units, you want to sell more Switches, you want to sell a platform for online playability, boom, there you go. You say Pokemon online, Nintendo Network, you don't even need to say anymore. Reggie Fils-Aimé could just go up there, say that, drop a mic, and then everybody's throwing $20 bills. He doesn't even say anything else. It could be Pokemon Red and Blue again, like legitimately the old pixelated versions with the Nintendo Network, done. I mean, that's legit. You have a million fanboys just crying in their pants because it would happen. But to have the MMO element of like a almost like the Pokken tournament graphics with that, and kind of having true trainers that you could jump around with and battle online and kind of literally take their money. I think that's what it's always been about. It would just be that element of actually having real people you're facing now, instead of these randoms or these random NPCs that you're not actually dealing with anymore.
What if they, like, basically Pokemon Go, is that sort of like elements of real life MMO?
It is, but I could also see Pokemon Company going, that was a great first dry run for it. We will make it better because we will not have the same screw-ups.
Patreon.com/makeusbetter.
Exactly. But that's the whole thing, is I think that Pokemon Company saw that and said, okay, we fucked up here because we gave it to a company that did one game before with Niantic. And we could take that concept and build upon that now and learn from their mistakes and actually make a truly engrossing online Pokemon game that doesn't have all the foibles that had. And you don't need a cell phone. We'll go Switch only, Nintendo Network only, $20. Plus, you can even sell the game for like $30 if you want to do like a subscription fee for it, and bring in recurring value for it, so that you can only have one Pokemon game over this console generation and just keep adding to it. So instead of having to worry about that.
I'm kind of intrigued by this. I don't have like the long time nostalgia. Hi, Jacob. For Pokemon, I don't have like a lot of the built-in like rules for what makes a Pokemon game a Pokemon game. I've got a couple people. I got Patrick in the chat and David saying, I don't know how I feel about this. Aaron Doherty saying, this is never going to happen, but I like the idea. And a quick reminder, thank you for pointing that out, Aaron. This is, just totally, let's just make crap up as we go along. And also thank you to Andrew for dropping that F-bomb I get to edit out later. Appreciate it, man. It's a Nintendo show. Family.
Hey, they make M-rated games. Bayonetta too.
That's true. Yeah, but tits and ass are okay, but F-bombs? No, man. You just... That's
so
what the South Park movie...
I can get topless on here? Is that what you're saying? I can show my nipples?
Nice TNA, not A and S. So I don't have, anyway, back to the Pokemon stuff. I don't have the hard fast rules of what makes a Pokemon game. I wouldn't be necessarily offended if they changed it up like this. James, you were born in the fires of Pokemon. First of all, before we get into it, who's your starter?
In the original. My originals?
Yeah.
Squirtle.
All right, that's a good answer. That's a good answer. Yeah. I like squirrels and turtles, which is what I'm assuming that is.
The best choice.
I'm a fake Nintendo fan. Okay, how does this sound to you though, man? Because I pitched I passed the topic on to you, and you're like, ooh, a Pokemon topic.
Yeah. I love Pokemon. Though I'm just concerned about just throwing an MMO out there for Pokemon just right away, because a lot of the audience is kids, and MMOs I guess could be kid friendly, but it's just I don't see it working too well. Dropping it with the online, and Nintendo's never really made an MMO before, Pokemon. I just have some concerns about it. Of course, I've always dreamed of an MMO Pokemon, and that would be awesome. But I really think that they could just focus on the single player with some multiplayer elements for the next game, and then try in the background make an MMO, because I don't know going forward if it's such a good idea right now.
But okay, so from your perspective, and this is sort of the weird, we get to pretend like we're doing stuff, but we're not. Do you see at least this being a worthwhile risk, or is this just something you wouldn't want to see them do?
It's not that I don't want to see them do it. I just don't know if it'll do well.
Yeah.
I think they should do it eventually, definitely, because oh my gosh, people would jump on that no tomorrow. But
well, that's the thing. Are we ready for the next iteration, the next evolution, if you will?
Well, that's the thing. This is the first.
I know a little bit about Pokemon.
It's the first home console Pokemon game in such a long time, and it's gonna be the first mainline Pokemon game. Why switch it up? So I guess
switch it up.
They did do that with Zelda though. They changed everything. So.
Right, man. So I'm wondering, and I mean, Mario sold insanely well. Pretty formulaic. Loving the keyboard action in the background. No, that's all right. So I'm not sure, man. Because there's the argument could be made. Yes, of course, Zelda changed everything up. Mario more formulaic, and then Mario sold like gangbusters. Zelda did very, very well, but obviously there's something to be said about doing what's sort of expected, and maybe the fact that it's Mario. So I'm torn on this. As somebody who needs a new on-ramp into the Pokemon world, I would think something new is what I need, but that I don't know if that's what the world needs, is something for people like me. I think Pokemon is doing pretty well the way that it's doing. So maybe the way that they quickly get Pokemon onto the Switch, if we ran Nintendo, is same old, but the fact that it's on the Switch is the seller, and then later on we get something a little bit more like an MMO. But that's gonna upset Andrew, I think.
No, honestly, I was gonna say, in all reality, this is probably gonna be the worst Pokemon game that's gonna come out on the Switch, because if they truly only started development on it like a year and a half ago, and really from the track record that they've done, they've really never had a huge evolution on the first game of a next-gen platform. Mm-hmm. And it's been 2 or 3 titles for them to really, get their groove going, especially considering this is going to be their first home console release. Mm-hmm. I don't think this is going to probably be like, it's going to be like Pokemon Stars, where it'll look like Sun and Moon with higher resolution textures and play the exact same way. And it's going to piss a lot of people off, because if you've gone on YouTube and looked at Pokemon Switch, people's expectations have gone through the roof with this.
Yeah. Like an MMO? Like people think it's going to be an
MMO? based on no information.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Well, I was watching a video yesterday, apparently, where there was leaked images of the 3 starter Pokemon, where there was a crocodile platypus, as the water type, a fire rabbit, and a monkey as the grass type.
Mm-hmm.
So while the designs look awesome, don't get me wrong, like my kids love them. Like they're big into Pokemon now, both of them. So, and we have all the 3DS versions for my oldest son. So God help me. Which I'm gonna have to explain the whole Pokemon Bank and how he's not getting that transferred over to the Switch. But that's
Is there anywhere to make your own Pokemon? Has that ever been a thing?
Like I think there's editors out there you can do, but like that's as far as like that's gonna be all side stuff. There's not a true Pokemon branded create your own Pokemon type thing.
Yeah.
James, that's called
Digimon. Okay, I see. James, what did you think of X and Y?
Oh man, that came out my first year of college, and I had no job, so I played it constantly. So I liked it, but looking back on it, it wasn't that impressive.
Well, and the reason that I asked was because that was a chance for them to sort of shake it up maybe a little bit on the 3DS. Yeah. Jason Lacey says, I just never got into Pokemon. I think I'm with you on that one, man. But I just remember there being a lot of conversation about X and Y and having a little bit more like the camera angles were shaken up a little bit. Like everything there was some changes. But like I think that what we need to be mindful of if we're running Nintendo is people are very sensitive to any changes. And like there were a couple of changes with X and Y. And yeah, people were a little maybe uneasy about it. So yeah, I don't know, man. This is a couple $1 billion IP that I don't know if an MMO this is for guys like me, not for like the 3 trillion other people who know and love Pokemon. Andrew, are you satisfied?
I am satisfied.
All right, I endeavor to satisfy you, and now I will endeavor to satisfy Dr. Doom with 9 O's. Let's keep it moving, guys. James, what's your topic, man?
All right, so a discussion on the next classic console. People are suggesting maybe it's the Game Boy, maybe it's the N64, but I don't want to think about the next one. I just want you guys to pitch any classic console.
Explain. I need more explanation. Pitch the next. Is it like the next one being not just the next one in order?
Yeah. Well, it doesn't have to be the next one. It doesn't have to be the next one in order. Just like pitch a Nintendo classic console.
So to me, okay, no, you go, Andrew. You go first. You understand what he's asking? Because I feel like this is a little iffy. I think I understand, and I'm going to take it. You want me to go
first?
Okay, yeah. Actually, you go first. You explain what the hell you're talking about.
Okay, so here's my crazy idea. That's probably never going to happen ever.
Okay, that's the fun of the show, dude. That's the best. Okay, let's go with it.
I want. And only because this thing is so expensive to collect for, I want a Virtual Boy classic.
I was gonna say that, like 2 words, Virtual Boy.
Okay,
yeah. And they can literally jam pack every single game on there because there's like 17, 18. But every single game on there, they could even make a color option for it and have it, classic style goggles. The controller. The controller could probably be attached or something. I don't know.
Isn't that just Labo right now?
True enough.
No.
It's Virtual Boy 2.0.
Well, I guess. Yeah, but I've always wanted a Virtual Boy. And they're like $400, which is ridiculous. And to get all the games is like over $1,000.
What are even the games? Man, I think I've maybe touched a Virtual Console 5 times in my life. And I'm pretty sure it was Dave Moore who said I've never touched a Virtual Boy.
There's a Water World game,
Wario Tennis,
Wario Land.
But what? I'm sorry, I didn't even end my statement because I'm talking about a sound clip that I morphed into making Dave sound like he said he's never touched a boy and he wanted to really bad. I just took out Virtua. I just took out the word Virtua. I'll put that in somewhere. Maybe I'll find that clip and put it in at the end of this episode if I remember. But what were the cartridges like? Somebody describe the shape and the could you lick them?
They kind of look like Game Boy cartridges, just a little bit more rectangular.
Were they red too?
They were gray.
Oh, that's right. I don't remember.
Yeah, and then they had like little end pieces that you could take off, like the black end pieces.
Yeah,
and then you push them up into the Virtual Boy, and then you put them next to goggles. And
yeah, and while Justin Masson in the intro is asking, what were you thinking with the Virtual Boy?
We're thinking about
bringing it back right now. Skinny Matt in the chat says, "Will the Virtual Boy Classic come with a lifetime supply of Excedrin?" I think maybe there's a
Nintendo
coupon.
supplies
There's a
that.
mail-in rebate. You have to
there's a
buy it
mail-in
first, though.
rebate.
Yeah.
You definitely have to buy it. Okay, so with the controller, though, let's talk about the controller. This might be the only one where everything basically stays the same, like form, like the same format. And
I mean, they could even
everything.
because no, the controllers were plugged in.
I take it back. I don't want that at all. They all actually sell a kit that is very close to the Daydream, like the Google Daydream, and you throw your phone in there. So your phone is the screen, so then they can sell it for super cheap.
Or made by Nintendo.
I'm sorry?
I said that's not a Virtual Boy or made by Nintendo.
But the thing is not actually the Daydream, so you get like this thing that is like it. It's super cheap, and it looks like the piece of crap Virtual Boy. and they sell you the controller and the whole thing, and then you get the games digitally. Andrew, what do you think about that, man? Or do you want the whole thing? You want the whole experience?
I mean, I like that idea for cost-saving functionality, and then to save my eyesight and potentially my brain from aneurysms.
Yeah. We need to smooth this out a little bit.
But I think if they were to do it, they probably would have something more like a viewfinder that would come with it, not the full Virtual Boy in and of itself. I think that just to manufacture that right now would be too expensive.
Mm-hmm. If it were me, I would want, instead of actually the games, you could have like the bonus things. Remember those old, James, you're way too young for this, but Andrew, do you remember those old cameras that you'd have with like the slideshow on the spinner?
Are you kidding me? I'm too young for that.
Oh, you remember that?
I remember that.
Oh, they brought them. Sean, they brought them back.
Oh, did they really?
Yeah. Go look at viewfinders now, yeah.
Oh, what are they called?
Viewmasters or viewfinders.
Yeah, I think you're right. I thought they had something else attached to them. That's definitely, guys, I'm way more excited about
one. Yeah.
Viewfinder Classic.
Hey, Link, look at what I have for you. This is what I used to use when I was a kid. I had a rock and I had a viewfinder.
I know, right? Doesn't that just make you feel just so ancient?
There was actually one that I had a handle that only showed, like, it was a Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. I had to like scroll through it like this, and it actually had like full real-time animation of Spider-Man like web swinging with his friends. I was like, this is the best thing ever. This takes the viewfinder and completely just poops on it.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Okay, so Andrew, did you ever have Virtual Boy?
No, I wanted one as a kid, though.
Yeah.
I would go to the Toys R Us kiosk and play it for 20 minutes, and I would have a headache, and then I'd go, I want that.
Was it expensive back then? Like, what? Like,
yeah.
Yeah, it was
like $300.
Oh, yeah.
You know what they could really do, though?
Tell me.
Virtual Boy 2?
They could do... Well, that would be amazing. They could do a cartridge for the Switch. Like a Virtual Boy collection.
I like where you're going with this.
You know, didn't a TUI or one of those game developers wanted to do the remakes of the Virtual Boy games?
I don't
know.
One
of the indie developers. They did. I don't remember who though. But they should do that and just make them color. Not red and black, but they should have a red and black filter like how Wonder Boy does. With how it switches between. That would be awesome. And then just put every single game. I mean, it could be hard getting all the rights to the game.
Well, not Waterworld. They can get Waterworld rights easily. That nobody wants this.
But like the Jack Rose game, that's what I'm really interested in playing, and that game's like $400 itself. And
why? Who's paying this? It's only worth that if that's what people are paying for it.
It's like the ET game, though. That's what it is because they didn't produce a lot of the games.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. What if? Okay, here's when I heard this question of what classic console would we pitch next. I'm going through my mind. I think we've already done an episode about doing the Game Boy next. I think that does make a lot of sense. I don't think anybody really wants a dedicated system to the 64. Like, I'm wondering if there's any way to sort of combine the rest of them or all of them, or maybe even just do actually like. Don't do any more virtual or classic consoles and just do a virtual console on the old Switch.
Damn it, you took my answer too.
Like, maybe that's the answer here, James?
Yeah, that might be the answer.
And the whole thing is like branded as classics and everything like that.
The thing is, I like my physical stuff, and that's like the main thing. I like having the Super Nintendo Mini. I think it's cool.
Well,
keep going.
Oh no! Couldn't they do like how the Wii had classic games from the GameCube that they essentially ported over to have Wii controls like Pikmin?
Yeah.
They could probably do that too with with some of these titles. Like they have they could call it the Virtual Classics Collection or something like that.
Mhm.
But they have a Virtual Console Collection that they put onto a card. Especially if they have the high capacity cards, they could put like a bunch of the titles on there.
Mhm.
Please, God, Luigi's Mansion, please, or something like that, where like they have Sunshine, Luigi's Mansion, the Mario Party, just stuff like that, or Smash. You could have a Smash Brothers collection that would just be on one card, and like game over.
Insane.
That's a really cool idea. So basically, you're taking like the Super Mario All Stars idea and making it into like almost like a single serving console experience. That's interesting. Okay, so if we ran Nintendo, that actually is a little closer to the money hungry sons of bitches over there, because then like what were we thinking? Including all of these games with this one thing, you have to take up more space, and with Amiibo kind of going to the wayside, maybe this is the next thing. And it goes to Riboflavin's comment in the chat. I need cards to collect. I need things.
And that saves them money too, because they could just keep producing carts and not just a whole mini console, and they can keep doing new games like Volume 2, Volume 3.
Or I have an idea: use those amiibos to unlock games on the cart.
Mm-hmm. That would be
Free
better.
game?
So
games?
that's we're getting somewhere, guys. We're getting somewhere, because the virtual. Let's be honest. The Virtual Boy is stupid. We wouldn't do that if we ran Nintendo.
Oh my God, I feel attacked.
Well, not personally, just your ideas.
No, I know. I'm kidding. No, it is. Yeah, it is. I agree.
So the next iteration of classic consoles from Nintendo is actually is a little bit more open, even, where it can play across generations, but you have some sort of like unlock thing, like a little amiibo. Maybe there's a little instead of a cart slot, it's just a little disc slot, and you just kind of like Skylanders would pop in there.
How cute.
That would be amazing. Okay, but what about controllers, guys? Is this just another way for them? This is the way for them to sell all the controllers that you want, because for me, the biggest thing about the Super Nintendo Classic Edition was that it came with, and same with the NES, I guess, both Classic Editions. I wanted a new controller, a new Nintendo controller made by Nintendo. Like that was, I'm tired. I think we've all played third-party stuff and trying to relive our old consoles. We've been buying all these other crappy things, or Bluetooth or whatever. I don't know if you guys have played the Retron controllers. I don't like them.
Yeah.
That was the biggest thing, was these controllers, and I couldn't find one of the NES. Plus, the cord was way too short. So we're getting somewhere, guys. You gotta like almost like it's like an open source, but still just within the Nintendo world. Somehow, just I guess is it like an unlocking system, or like are the games already there and you just need to unlock it? How the hell does that work?
Quick side note: did you guys see the 8-bit dough has released a USB adapter for the Switch that lets you use your PS4 controller for it?
Oh, that's cool. Yes, I did.
For $20.
See that.
$20. That's awesome.
That's insane.
I would say, because think about it, they actually allowed the GameCube controller dock to work for the Switch now. If you have it docked, what if that was a little backdoor into this being a thing?
Mm-hmm.
So they could have like a console connector port where they said like a 2.0 version where it's not just the GameCube controllers, but it's everything. So one side's GameCube, one side's SNES, one side's N64.
Oh, it's too many sides. No. It all has to sort of merge into.
It's like a D20.
Into like a USB or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Well, no, but it's all one, like you spin it around essentially.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Patrick says, I saw somebody playing Mario with a PS4 controller. I'd slap the shit. Oh, if I saw somebody playing Mario with a PS4 controller, I'd slap the shit out of them. How do you like? That would be weird with the button prompts, if nothing else.
No, it's just, I've been having this discussion at work today.
Plus, like, A and B, we don't know how to agree on A and B, X and Y. It's a mess.
No one does.
It's a mess.
It's all the same faces. It's like when you're holding the Joy-Con controller without with the up down or the directional pads. It's just press this button on the side. That's the exact same thing. It's the exact same thing.
Okay, one last thing I want to throw at you guys before we don't always have to stretch this to an hour. By the way, for people who are watching, thank you guys for being here at youtube.com/WeTheNerdy. We don't have to go all the way, but we'll see what we can get out of this last. We can just go to third base. We don't have to go all the way. Yeah, Freddie Grady's taking that sec. Yeah, okay. One last thing. I had an idea about the next classic console. What if there was a way for Nintendo to, in a cost-effective way, assuming just this actually makes sense in some sort of world, what if they start making the old games and the old consoles again, like legit, like going back to Ribo's thing? I want to collect stuff. And so many people just kind of getting tired of getting burnt on refurbished stuff or garage sale stuff. James, it looks like you have an idea on this. What if the next classic was like legit a Super Nintendo, and they actually started selling select games that you could buy and actually have straight from Nintendo?
This reminds me, I don't remember who they're partnering with, but I heard that Sega's partnering with someone to re-release old controllers and accessories.
Yeah.
And that kind of sounds like what you're talking about.
Yeah, too bad it's Sega.
I think it was like 8-bit though or something. They were partnering with someone to release new controllers. That would be cool though. I would love to see them actually re-release the old consoles. I don't think they would ever do it though.
I mean, we're already seeing with Xbox backwards compatibility some licensing stuff. It's gonna be tough, but maybe so maybe it's not even the games, but what if they just did the consoles? Like, what if you could just do a direct to order Super Nintendo so that you don't have to worry about stuff not working or things like that, or the controllers that legitimately work? Like maybe there's parts. What about a 64 DD? I want that straight from Nintendo. Dude, that should be, dude. Actually, okay,
that'd be awesome.
What if that was part of the 64 Classic? Was unreleased. Okay, with the Super Nintendo, you had the crappy ass Star Fox 2, but with it may not even be better. I actually never played anything of the 64 DD. But what if that was the add-on? What was that? That was the incentive. Beyond like none of the rare stuff coming back, because God knows that's never gonna happen. I'm down with that, guys.
I'd be down with that for sure.
Andrew's on his Pornhub account, so
no, he's looking up that stat.
I was trying to look it up. I can't find it. I don't see any news on it.
Rybo said Retrobit.
Is it Retrobit? All right. Oh yeah, Retrobit Super. I see Retro Trio Plus from Destructoid from this, but that says for Super Nintendo and all that.
Oh, I don't know that.
I like how we've got like a little NHL rivalry going down in the chat.
But
yeah.
Sega though, Sega should have released some classics.
Well, they did.
Saturn Classic.
Oh, Panzer Dragoon or Panzer Dragoon Saga.
No, if we ran Sega, the only way Sega would be able to do it is if they partnered with Lego or Mega Bloks or something like that, and the parts would actually like clunk together. So you have like every single expansion that they ended up doing. It wouldn't do anything. Like you wouldn't have like a functioning disk drive or anything. But the only way you could do it is if you could recreate this like giant monstrosity that was the Sega 32X plus blah blah blah, whatever the hell else you had on there. It would have to have like Optimus Prime's voice when you merge them all together, going that would be amazing. You'd be like a Megazord. The ultimate Sega. Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's okay. We got Sega, and Power Rangers, and Lego. This is
we ran Sega.
If we ran, this is a new. Okay, bad news, everybody. We are not going to make it to episode 100 of If We Ran Nintendo because the show is ending. We're gonna fire up If We Ran Sega. Episode 0. I'll need a Sega guru. If anybody out there can be a Sega guru out there, we can become best friends until you leave me as well, and I'll be very sad.
Oh,
guys, I think that's gonna probably close this out. Thank you so much for being part of this ridiculous show. This is hilarious. I'm loving. Here's the thing. There's no gurus here anymore. We don't have to take ourselves seriously, and hopefully people will stick around and watch us and listen. They can watch at youtube.com/WeTheNerdy and listen on podcast services around the globe. Thank you, Mr. Andrew Semicek. Tell everybody once again where they can find you and all of your amazing content. And also, can you just quickly highlight some comic stuff for people who like comics? Because that's kind of a big deal at We The Nerdy.
It is. So first you can find me on the Twitters at Semicek, ASEMICEK. And you can also follow We The Nerdy at We The Nerdy. Great content always. For comic books, it really depends on what you're looking for. DC's been killing it lately with a lot of their stuff. Batman's been really, really good, as much as some of our viewers on the site say otherwise. Been really good. I'm biased. Not biased, but, I just have good taste.
But, okay, take some of the bias out of there, because you've been getting, like, review quotes on books. So, this is what I want you to get at.
So, it's... we're beginning. If we're looking at that kind of stuff, there's plenty of. It's really hard to say what kind of comic books are worth looking at because everybody's kind of different.
Yep.
if you're looking for a really good superhero comic book, I can't give enough praise to Invincible that just ended 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great superhero book with adult themes. So it's basically like a Peter Parker Spider-Man comic, which Spider-Man's my favorite comic book character. That grows with the character. The character grows older, has kids, all this stuff. So there's that. If you're looking for a more mature type things, there is Valiant that does a lot of good comic books in terms of that. Image is always great with their one shots and all that. But if you're looking for a specific comic book, the one I can never put down, honestly, and this is a shout out to my personal stuff. As you can see, I'm wearing a Ghostbusters hoodie. I read Eric Burnham's Ghostbusters series from IDW. He's been writing it since it started, and he's knocked it out of the park. I paid for a coffee from him a couple weeks ago because I love him that much on that book.
Nice.
Him and Dan Shoney, who does the art, who's phenomenal in that book.
That's awesome. Okay, sweet. Well, yeah, check out WeTheNerdy.com for video games and comics. Honestly, like there are first look exclusives at WeTheNerdy.com. Kind of a big deal. Andrew's being a little shy about it, I think. Jams. No, you're okay. We're done with Andrew. I'm sorry. That's rude. We'll move it along. Mr. Jams, your new YouTube channel and the funniest videos happening. Tell everybody what's happening, and then we'll close out the show.
What's happening? Pac-Man.
You sent me that
Part
picture.
2,
Like,
3,
here's a bunch of
4.
Pac-Man pictures or Pac-Man games.
Yeah.
Sweet,
The
dude.
World Trilogy is next.
Yep.
I'm calling the episode Pac and Daxter.
Amazing. I love how proud you. I love you make yourself laugh.
Oh, I'm so proud. Oh, look at that Ninja Turtles Ghostbusters figure. That's amazing.
Look at that
That's just weird. I like it.
Because I don't like Leonardo, but because he's Ray Stans, and Ray Stans is my favorite Ghostbusters character, I don't know why they made Raph Winston. I don't understand that. Weird, but that's
I'm just gonna step away from that one.
Donatello is my favorite.
Oh, screw Donatello.
Raph.
Oh
Life.
my God.
All you Donatello fans can suck it.
Oh.
But he's got the stick. He's got the stick.
The least useful weapon.
The
James-
bow staff. It's a bow staff.
James, what is your YouTube channel? Where can people find it? Is there anything else you want to tell people, or are we still hushing?
YouTube.com/jamsgams. After Pac-Man, I don't know what I'm doing, but if you guys want to see any game, you could just tell me and I'll do it.
Awesome, man.
There you go.
Guys, thank you so much. Thank you to all of our patrons at patreon.com/makeusbetter. Remember to subscribe if you're in the chat. Please hit the thumbs up. It helps, apparently, with algorithms and whatnot. Join the Facebook group and the Discord chat. It's all in the show notes. That is all. Peace out, Bobby. I love you wherever you are in America.